As I mentioned, On Energy Storage is a battery storage company focused on C&I opportunities at the moment in various markets across Latin America and in North America. We're made up of 50 in-house software engineering, operations, data science, and power market professionals. We'll see in a little bit why that's important. Our main differentiator and our competitive advantage in the market is that we have a fully automated and 100% proprietary EMS or energy management software, and we have wholesale market predictive software integrated into that battery storage technology. We have 12 registered patents in energy hardware and software. We have 20 operational BESS systems across markets, primarily in Peru and Mexico at the moment, some of which have been operating for close to 4 years now. And we have 5 projects, for example, in construction in Mexico right now, which will total 13.5 megawatt hours and which will be coming online. The first of which came online this month, and the 5th will be online by January or March or Q1 of next year, 2022. And like I said, our solution is an end-to-end solution. We control 100% of the process. It's developed around our proprietary on-command platform, which can be used for peak shaving, UPS solutions, microgrid for green hydrogen, frequency regulation, energy shifting, and of course that wholesale market prediction tool that I previously mentioned. And here we see some of my colleagues in 3 or 4 of the markets where we have offices in the Americas. So what's the problem? The problem with battery storage, it's in its infancy, obviously, but the development cycle is broken. There are very few solutions. We're talking about behind the meter here, front of the meter. I would say there's a more mature solution out there, and there's a lot of larger players. But for commercial and industrial customers, the market is really fragmented, and it's hard to find a single entity that can take responsibility and de-risk a project the way that a lot of C&I customers need, especially those that might not be particularly sophisticated when it comes to this type of technology. And so we have independent vendors, that are trying to be integrated with developers or with other participants in the market. We have hardware vendors that don't like to customize certain packages that they offer. We have software vendors that haven't yet taken their off-the-shelf software and applied it to specific markets and applications across Latin America. There's a lag, as there was with renewable generation and is with renewable generation in some of the markets where we operate. And really, third-party service is non-existent. And the technology, as we see here, is not set it and forget it. And what's happening is that the customers are getting disjointed offers, and there's a lot of false expectations being created. In a lot of the markets where we operate, to be honest, we see a lot of projects in the first generation that have been built that have effectively not been successful. They've turned into what we call bricks. They're basically underperforming what developers promised. And why is that happening? Our thesis is basically that if you don't control the software, it's very difficult for you to offer performance guarantees in terms of an integrated hardware software solution. So one-stop shopping right now for these types of applications is the effective way to mitigate these risks. It's less, as we see, it reduces risk, it's less expensive, and importantly, it offers higher returns, particularly when you control some of the elements of the process that we're going to see here, as ON does. We reach out to customers directly. We develop innovative commercial models. We finance certain systems 100% for customers that are creditworthy. That's a storage model or a savings sharings model, as it might be known in different places. We do 100% of the design and engineering in the EPC. And obviously, most importantly, we operate our systems and we provide guarantees for their performance. And so that end-to-end service delivery has an important advantage. One is that because we control the software, we're able to do certain types of value stacking, which is kind of the holy grail of C&I battery storage. And our perspective is that really the optimization for these projects is on the revenue side, which is interesting because you talk to a lot of participants in the market who offer battery storage, and they talk about declining costs and they talk about their price and what they can sell you the equipment for. but you infrequently hear what they can guarantee in terms of performance and how the revenue side can be optimized. And so we offer in both Peru and Mexico right now the most aggressive performance guarantees in terms of reductions of capacity, in terms of correcting reactive power consumption with industrial customers, energy shifting, mitigation of loss of tension events using UPS inverters instead of traditional battery storage inverters. As a developer, we offer very easy to understand and clear commercial offers. As I said, these can be no money down, zero investment offers, or they can be capital sales of equipment in which the customer will own the system, will still operate it, but they'll remain with all of the savings that the system generates. And that can reach up to 40% in certain markets, depending on the structure of that market and obviously the consumption profile of the customer. We have in-house tools to do that analysis. It's all automated. I'm reporting to you today from our remote operations center, and part of our integrated software is called Analytics, and that's precisely what it does. Is it sizes solutions for different markets depending on the tariff structure and the customer load profile. And we really focus on excellence in the field and also, as I said, in the middle or back office, where we're creating these solutions with software professionals in-house, with electrical engineering professionals in-house, and with power markets experts also as part of the team. So we create replicable and bankable financing solutions. We have a partnership with an LX where we're offering storage as a service already to certain customers, as we'll see a little bit later on in the presentation. You know, an LX works with us. They have customers, they finance the projects, and we provide 100% of the technological solution from concept through operation and maintenance. As I said, we have a knowledgeable engineering team and operations staff that does all the design in-house, not only for our own projects. We've also done that for a couple of large projects across the Americas, for hybrid projects with wind, for frequency regulation with combined cycle thermal projects, as we'll see here in Peru as well. And we manage a very diverse supply chain. We're not wed to any hardware manufacturer, as certain alternatives in the market might be, which allows us to be very aggressive with our pricing and not, especially in these times, be dependent on a single source in any market, but particularly in Asia, where we're seeing a lot of problems with the supply chain and maritime transport at the moment. So all of this is built around an in-house platform called On Command. We see here a couple of screenshots of what the back end of this looks like, and you can see some examples here in the control room, the same control room where I'm sitting right now. And what this back end does is it obviously, in an automated way, manages the 20 plus systems that we're operating. It creates data locally. It sends that data to the cloud using Amazon Web Services, where our platform is based. And then we process all the data, and we have a SCADA created also in-house 100% by our team, which, as you can see here, presents the information in a digestible way to the customer. And depending on their sophistication, it can be something more or less complicated. We see on the left that our system, in an automated way, replicates a CFE bill and shows before and after savings for these C&I customers effectively. And so how are we offering these solutions? We have effectively pre-integrated blocks. You can see a couple examples here. We generally work with cabinets, which can be for small commercial applications, 10-foot, 20-foot, and 40-foot containers. As I said, we have multiple suppliers, and we have an in-house engineering team, which allows us to size options different than a Tesla, which offers, you know, the mega pack in a couple of different configurations, but might not have the flexibility for shorter energy durations or for sizing that might be more necessary at commercial and industrial scale, or particularly commercial scale. And we control all of this. Again, it's integrated with our software platform, our operational platform, and our reporting SCADA. And so we're seeing here a few of the first success cases in both Mexico and Peru. Here we have a 20-foot container. This is a 500 kilowatt system. Again, this is a no money down solution for one of the largest hospitality groups in Mexico. This project will be the first phase of close to 4 megawatts that we're going to be doing with this customer at this site, and eventually up to 40 or 50 megawatts across certain regions in Mexico with this same group. We see here a second system, also a 20-foot container. What's not shown is a 10-foot separate PCS or inverter that's also attached to this, which will be for an infrastructure customer we have also in Mexico. The system is currently on the ground in Mexico and being installed as we speak. We see here an example of one of our systems that we've installed with an LX. Again, 100% storage as a service, financed by an LX, the solution provided by On Energy Storage. We have dozens of projects in the works with Enel here in Peru, where I'm currently located, in a market which is inherently more complex because it requires coincident peak shaving and prediction technology of when the maximum demand of the system or the peak hour will occur, similar to the 100 critical hours in Mexico. And so we're working on those systems, predictive technologies, and software for all of these markets. We see another system here, which will be arriving shortly. This is a UPS system. So it's a battery energy storage system with a UPS inverter, which generates savings on a customer's bill and also provides uninterrupted power supply for that customer for any loss of tension events. So we guarantee not only savings to a certain degree, but we also guarantee the mitigation of loss of tension events at this customer's industrial location, something that's critical in Mexico, as we've noticed a deterioration of the electrical grid and quality of power supply across different regions of the country, which have high congestion on transmission and a lack of baseload capacity to attend rising demand. We see here another example of one of our 10-foot solutions. We have a project in development right now for a microgrid in Mexico, which will be integrated with solar to produce green hydrogen for an industrial customer. That project we expect to be online hopefully in the first quarter of 2022. And I think finally here, the last project I'll highlight is this is Ventanilla in Peru. It's a 500 megawatt combined cycle. Now, On Energy Storage did all of the engineering and design work for Enel to replace the traditional retained capacity on the combined cycle on the gas turbine with a short duration battery, a 14 megawatt battery, half an hour to provide frequency regulation services that project delivers to the Peruvian interconnected system. Finally, On is committed to sustainability. Our on-command platform integrates information about the dispatch stack in every market and helps companies understand the impact of battery storage and avoiding emissions, CO2 or other greenhouse gases that might be affecting or might be necessary to reduce for political reasons within a company.